everyone, welcome back. Okay, overall energy today, third party. I was shuffling, it flew out, so I'm going to take it. There were other things that got in the way of us being together. So somebody I feel is, I'm hearing they can't fake it anymore, they can't pretend to be happy where they are. Now, third party could mean romantic, it could mean family, it could mean friends, it can even be a job, you know, something that separated you, okay? But they can't fake it anymore, they can't pretend. But what I'm feeling really strongly is they're not ready. If I don't quite know what that's about. Yeah, I just keep hearing they're not ready. They can't make a move, or they can't do anything about it at the moment. But they have realised that whatever they've gone to, wherever they've disappeared to, it's not making them happy. Okay, so let's have a look. Let's see what wants to come out today. Let's dig deep today. Let's get really specific. I think this is a very specific energy for someone watching. So give this a shuffle. I hope you're all well. Thanks so much for watching. All your comments, I do read all of them. Bottom of the deck, Three of Swords. Someone broke your heart, massively broke your heart. Definitely third party energy. If you're having a hard time at the moment, I send you all my love and a massive hug. I really, really do. If you'd like a reading, just click on the title, okay, of this video if you're on a mobile. That'll take you through to the description box. Links to the website are in there. And check out the free relationship report as well. Okay, just, they can't pretend anymore. Okay, they can't pretend anymore. I feel that other people in their energy know that they're not there now. How could what did I just heard they're not there. That they're physically, but they're not there. Their mind's elsewhere. You know, when you can just be with someone, but you know that they're just elsewhere. All right, that's what's going on with this person at the moment. Let's have a look at their environment. Right, okay, your person could be older than you to start with. There could be a fire sign, specifically Aries. I feel the person that you're connected into today is quite closed off. They possibly, I said I was going to get specific, they possibly have a leadership role or have had a leadership role in their life, even if, you know, they've retired now, but they like to get things done. They could be a boss or very, you know, the top of the tree in what they do. It doesn't matter what they do. Okay, this isn't about, you know, money, but whatever they put their mind to, they like to do it. They do have an energy of my way or the highway. If you are female and it was, you know, connected specifically into a male energy, they would have probably preferred, or it would have been like more of a traditional way of doing things. Okay, so the person would have earned the money and then someone would have been more of a homemaker. I've got that kind of energy, but they like their stability, and I feel this is part of the issue, that why they're not ready. Yeah, this is what they're hesitating about now. Ace of Wands, bottom of the deck, reversed. They still carry a torch for you, okay? But what they're trying to do is get across the finishing line with something. They're not dropping the responsibilities they've got at the moment. That's what I'm hearing, okay? They like to be seen as somebody who's practical, logical, stable, and not one to throw in the towel. This isn't someone who throws in the towel, okay? Now, they can be stubborn to excess. They can be very rigid, very set in their ways, obstinate, stubborn. I don't feel this is somebody that you can... They're not overly emotional. I think if they care for something, they will put that all into it. But they're very hesitant at the moment of breaking. They've got some responsibilities here, some burdens, something they've taken on, okay? It is their fault. They know it's their fault. I want you to know that. They know that whatever they're doing is their fault, okay? What else is going on in their environment, please? Yeah, Two of Pentacles in reverse. So they're frightened. Okay, this is somebody who's they are a bit of a control freak. Now, you'll know it's a general reading how controlling they are. But the way that they go through their day-to-day life, to stop them almost falling apart, is they like to be in control. Okay, and what is bothering them and why they're not ready is because specifically it's Pentacles, okay? The Two of Pentacles in reverse can mean that you're scared of losing balance. They're scared of losing something, okay? They're scared of their stability breaking down, some structure breaking down. And also, this person likes organisation. This is very specific. So, you know, if you've got somebody who's not like this really is not your energy today. It's not your reading. They like everything in its box. You know, even to the point where they could have like a little bit of OCD, you know, I'm just an example where they'll go around straightening the pictures or everything just has to be how it has to be, okay? The problem here, I feel in their energy, is that they are extremely scared of dropping the ball, as we say, because they feel they've got responsibilities and in their nature they like structure, they like organisation, but their face is giving them away. I'm hearing their face, their actions. They're there but they're not there, okay? They're definitely there and they're not there. They're putting on a face, all right? Now, when it comes to you, they are literally using all the energy they've got left not to speak to you. Now, this doesn't mean, you know, it's reconciliation, but there's something they want to speak to you about, okay? They want to speak to you about. I feel in your energy, though, that I just feel you gave a lot to this person in the fact that you sacrificed some of your dreams, your wants and your needs to keep everything happy, to keep it all, you know, just going back to the home scenario, you know, to keep the home fires burning. You were that support system, okay? And then they broke your heart. And then they broke your heart. Anything else in their energy, please? The Tower. It's going to happen. They know it's going to happen. The people there around are hanging on to this, but they know your person's not there anymore, even though they're physically there, okay? But this is what the thing is here. Your person is desperately trying to hold on to discipline, to logic, to control, to structure. They could have, when they were younger, had a family where money was an issue, you know, where money was difficult, where bills couldn't be paid, and they vowed they never wanted to be like that again. So they're very, very controlling of how things are for them because it triggers them, okay? It triggers them. Now, in their environment, the Tower has come out. So this third-party karmic thing, whether you reconcile or not, is at some point going to come crashing down, okay? It's going to come crashing down. It's going to be sudden. There's going to be an upheaval. There's going to be confusion. There's going to be everything that your person absolutely hates. They hate confusion. They hate chaos. They like everything in boxes, okay? But it ain't happening. And I feel that's because your person's energy, in the end, your person is creating this Tower by their thoughts. They're doing their day-to-day thing. They're trying to keep all the balls in the air, whatever they're doing. They're trying to make sure they've got this structure, the way they like to control their environment. But that's not what they're thinking. They're thinking about how your relationship ended and what they did and what they didn't do. Okay, and that, I feel, is going to manifest in their environment. I don't think they know they're doing it. All right, we're manifesting from day one. We're always manifesting, whether we choose to do it consciously and take, control over our thought patterns, and we all do it subconsciously. And their deepest fears of losing control of a situation they're in is coming to pass. It's going to come to pass, okay? They could be very, very scared specifically of financial loss if they've been made bankrupt in the past, or they grew up where money had been won, then lost, and it was never sort of settled. One month it might be okay, and the next month it was just really difficult. But the third party, wherever they've gone, is ending, okay? Is absolutely ending. There's another energy, the third party energy. What about the environment energy of other people? Have we got anything on that, please? 3 cards. Let's have a look. Oh gosh. Oh dear. Oh, this is really, really very clear. Okay, Ace of Pentacles in reverse, 10 of Pentacles in reverse. They're all in reverse. 3 of Cups in reverse and the 8 of Cups in reverse. So, basically, general reading, very simple. They moved on from you. They thought that they weren't emotionally or financially, I'm hearing, or they weren't going to reach the giddy heights of whatever their ego was telling them they needed to have and do. So off they pootled, right? But now they've realised they've made a poor financial decision. Whatever they went to, that great big hand, it's an Ace of Pentacles that comes out of the cloud and offers you this big shiny pentacle. But it's an ace, it's a beginning, so it's not worked out, okay? Whatever that bright shiny object was, hasn't worked out. Someone was feeding somebody some pillow talk. Seemed like a good idea on the surface, absolutely brilliant. They could have invested into a business with all these pentacles, but it ain't working, okay? 10 of Pentacles in reverse, financial disaster, huge losses. They could be arguing with siblings or family about a property, or parents, inheritance, okay? In their environment, the third party, whoever these third parties are, this is quite bitchy now, okay? Your person's looking back at how balanced you were. You two got on. On the whole, you got on, okay? And they regret moving on now. They're very stagnant. They're looking back at the choices they made. They've realised that some of the choices were not what they were offered. So, sometimes if somebody will say, well, I'll come with me and I'll give you this, and it all looks really beautiful and amazing. And then 6 months, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years down the line, you're like, oh my God. That's what's happened to your person, all right? Someone's come along either with a business idea or a new life, or your person, went for the dollar sign, okay? But it's crumbling. It's over. It's going to be over. There's absolutely no doubt with me today, but there is a lot of lack of money, poor financial control, unexpected changes, financial disaster, and a group of 3 people, 3 of Cups in the reverse. Your person seeing this environment for what it is. There's bitchiness, there's overindulgence possibly. The party's over. The party's over. Give me one of these. I want to clarify this one, please, Spirit. The Past, 5 of Cups, disappointment. Yeah. There's an individual in this energy. It could be a child, it could be a younger person, doesn't matter. They don't have to be children, you know, they can be older children. But somebody here is not very good with money. But I do see there's something to do with a long-term investment, because the 10 of Pentacles and the upright means you've made it. You know, you've worked hard, you've put your money away, whatever it means, you've paid your mortgage off, but you're settled and secure in some shape or form. But these are all reversed, okay? There's an energy of somebody who spends the family's money or is arguing about something to do with investments, okay, but they're not very good with money. So that's in here as well. You know, we had the Aries, but there's a lot of Earth here. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, and also the water signs, Cancer, Scorpio and Pisces as well. So that might narrow it down as well for you. Let me just see before we wrap this up. Just a couple of things. Let me just see what they're hiding. Someone spent money they didn't have. There's poor investments here. Dear me. Hoping, manifesting, and yeah. I think your person, that's a manifesting card, going back to about 5 minutes ago, whenever. Your person's desperately trying to hold on to this situation, whatever it might be, whatever's coming out so far, okay? Desperately, because they like structure, they like stability, they like to be top dog, they're inflexible, they don't like... This is not, your person's not the sort of person that would just get up one morning and say, oh, let's go on holiday. They'd have to plan for 6 months, just to, you know, just so you know, this is the energy you're dealing with. But what they've been doing is subconsciously they want to be with you. So whilst they're trying to protect all of this, the Tower is the ego comes, you know. The ship's sinking and there's no lifeboats, all right, in this energy. So your person is, I feel today, subconsciously bringing this in. Okay, I feel they're subconsciously bringing it in. Any more messages for you? Yeah, it's going to be final. They're going to leave behind this environment. Okay, there's a younger masculine energy that's mixed up in this as well. Okay, and I think they are watching you, spying. They're trying to find out, are you going to speak to them? I'm not sure. Let's see if this person's going to come back in. Let's just have that. No, I don't feel they are at the moment. I can't sit here and say, no, I think they're going to leave what they're doing. It's just going to fall down, okay? But I think on both sides, you feel this has kind of closed out, that you've left it behind. You've walked a long, lonely road, and you don't want to be dragged back into all of this, because if this is your reading today, yeah, my voice, you know that you'd just be back in the frying pan or the fire. I can't think what the saying is. And you don't want it, okay? I feel that your person still loves you. They've made one heck of a mistake here. But I feel that at the moment, this cycle has completed out. You've had to rebuild your world with all the mental scars it left you with. Okay, with all the mental scars it left you with. And I feel at the moment for you, this fiasco will be reported back to you. And I feel that this might be for two people today, that some of you have done so much healing, you'll just almost sigh some relief, okay? Because you're not the same person anymore. You're not the same person. You possibly needed help to move on from this person, because I feel part of their control was not accepting any blame when it ended, because that would have tarnished them. You know, I'm not saying they're a bad person. I don't particularly feel that today. It's just the way they process and live in their own little reality, okay? But it's coming to an end. They haven't moved on from you. They haven't moved on from you, but I do feel these two cards and the outcome have come out because you've moved on. You've moved on, okay? So I think today's just a message. If you've been feeling, or you intuitively know that their situation isn't good, you know, listen to your intuition. You could have absolutely no basis for this. But, you know, sometimes... You go, get down. Get down. Sometimes you'll just get a feeling. You know, you can be washing up, for example, and this thought will come into your head. Listen to those, okay? Listen to them, especially those thoughts that just pop into your head and they're quiet. They're not, you'll know the difference between your ego and your higher self, okay? I feel that you know this is coming, this is going to happen. I just want to just check these just very quickly. I know I was wrapping it up, but I'm told not to. Yeah, just very, very quickly, it's a quick message for you. I feel, have moved on from this person, but there is somebody else with the ring, the locket, and the man card here coming into your life. You're going to have a couple of choices here, okay? So that wanted to come out. It's very specific, the ring, the locket, the man. So there's a man, it's a male energy, that is going to come in, offer you some love, and will want a commitment with you, but you're not going to be sure which path to take. I feel that there are two other energies that aren't the past, not this other person, not your past, two other newish people, okay, that you're going to have a decision to make about. So I'll leave that with you. Look after yourselves, and remember, you are the prize, okay? But I know whoever this is for today, you know that, because I don't think you wish them anything really. You've just really realised that, you know what, life moves on, and I am amazing, which you are. Okay, so your energy's risen, hence the two people coming in. So I'll leave it with you anyway. I'll stop garbling now, but very precise today for somebody. Look after yourselves, stay strong, do your mirror work, and I love you loads. Bye.